Clemson is all the way back. Let's get into it. Now, saying that might cause you to stop and turn and go, wait, they made the college football playoff last year as the ACC champion, and you would be correct. But what I mean is back to what they were when they had Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence and T. Higgins and those guys. They were perennial playoff contender every single year. And I think this year is going to take that step forward again for Clemson to really be back. They did go 10-4 last year, 8-1 in conference play, won the ACC, made the college football playoff, and put up a really good fight against Texas. That was a really good game. Cade Klubnik, that was the best, in my opinion, that he has ever looked. And I think he's ready to take that step forward this year, along with some other key guys on this roster, to get Clemson back into the national championship game. Story isn't over. Those were Cade Klubnik's losses when he announced he was coming back to Clemson for this upcoming season. He had 3,600 passing yards last year, 36 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. So Cade Klubnik did take a step forward, but I think a lot of people thought that he was going to look like a Trevor Lawrence, a Deshaun Watson, even a Taj Boyd. And it just hasn't been like that yet. But that Texas game, as I previously stated, I think Cade Klubnik has shown that step it's there, and it's coming. He's a big part of why I think Clemson legitimately has a shot at making the national championship game and is a real-life national title contender. Cade Klubnik continues to grow as a quarterback and continues to grow in the pocket and get through his reads. The sky's the limit for this guy. He is athletic. I think that kind of gets a little overlooked, but he can move. But one thing for Cade Klubnik is just working the pocket and giving your receivers a chance, and he has shown in the past that he can do that. If he can just continue to grow that part of his game, there's nothing that Cade really cannot do from the quarterback position. Antonio Williams is a stud. Number one wide receiver for this Clemson team. 75 catches last year. About 100 yards short of 1,000 yards, but he did have 11 touchdowns. I think he gets over 1,000 yards this season. The guy is just too good. He's only 5'11 and 190, but he plays bigger than that. You know, he is a speed guy at the end of the day, but he does play bigger than what his physicals are. And Clemson has a legitimate shot at having 3 receivers get to 1,000 yards, and that is just crazy to think of where this team was just 2 to 3 years ago. Everyone was wondering what's happened to Clemson. They should have wide receivers. We've seen what they had when they had T. Higgins, DeAndre Hopkins, Sammy Watkins. They have had guys come through this program, and there for a little bit, it just felt like this team did not have a number one wide receiver, and this team legitimately, you could argue, has 3 number one legit wide receivers in this receiver room coming into this season. And then they also have Bryant Wesco Jr. Only 41 catches last year, but a little over 700 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's their deep threat guy at 6'2", 180. So you see this Clemson team has a complete receiver room. It's not just like some teams, they all have one type of receiver. Clemson has built this receiver room as an actual room and to fit each other. Brian Wesco, as a freshman last year, 41 catches, 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. Average catch was 17. So you know this guy is a deep threat to take over the top. If they connect a couple more on those deep balls, and if he continues to expand his route tree and just grow as a player, as you do, I mean, we see what he did as a true freshman. There's no reason that he can't tack on another 100, 150, 200 yards, and then you're really looking at 1,000 receivers between Bryant Wesco Jr. and Antonio Williams. And then we get to Tyler Brown. He's kind of the forgotten guy in this room. Only 5 catches last year. He battled multiple injuries. He missed 3 games due to a concussion. But his freshman season, he had 52 catches, a little over 500 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So he's another talented guy. He just kind of battled some health issues, some injuries last year. But with him coming back, a fully healthy season now, hopefully those concussions are behind him. That's 3 legit dudes in this room. Another guy, he's 5'11", 180, so you kind of see that this Clemson team they've built this room. Like I've previously said, they have built this room, different guys that can do different things. But they all want to have one thing in common, and that is speed, speed, speed. Clemson wants to beat you over the top. They want to beat you on them in routes. They want to beat you on them stunt and goes. This Clemson team is building, and is starting to look like an old Clemson team, the teams I remember with Deshaun Watson and Tyler Lawrence in that era of Clemson football. But when you are thinking of this Clemson team, you instantly think of TJ Parker. The edge rusher, 11 sacks last year, 6 forced fumbles. The dude's a freaking stud. Whenever he decides to go to the NFL, he's going to be a top 5 pick. It's just the dude is a beast at football. There's really nothing he can't do from that edge position. When he's on the field, you have to know where number 3 is at all times. He's just someone that is a disruptor and is going to do his job as an edge rusher no matter what. He arguably could be the best defensive football player in college football. And I don't think that's hyperbole. The guy is just a monster. And then you have Peter Woods on the inside of that defensive line. He's just your classic space eater. But he's more than that. He provided 3 sacks last year. He's got 2 forced fumbles in his 2 years of college football. The dude is just your classic space eater, though, as well. He's going to take up the gaps. He's going to fill the gaps. But he can also get in the backfield and take down the running back as well. Peter Woods is also a very good football player. But he's not going to pop out because he's not going to get the stats because of the position that he plays. But Peter Woods is a damn good football player as well. And then the back end of this defense on the outside, you got Avion Terrell. A.J. Terrell's younger brother who plays for the Atlanta Falcons. Avion is just as good, which is crazy to say because A.J. Terrell is a top 5 corner in the National Football League. Only 2 picks last year, but he did have 12 pass deflections. If you got a lot of picks as a corner, in my opinion, you're not a good corner. That might sound like an oxymoron, but teams just aren't testing him, and that's with the low interception numbers. But when they do, he's making a play. He's going to be a first-round pick. He could go anywhere from top 15 to top 25, kind of depending on how this season plays out for him and even Clemson. But they have their coverage guy. You got your you got your edge rusher and T.J. Parker. You got your space eater on the inside of the D-line and Peter Woods. And then you got Avion Terrell on the boundaries, locking up the other team's number 1 receiver. This Clemson team's good, man. A lot of people gave Dabo Swinney a lot of flack for not hitting the portal as hard or as teams have done. But he stuck to his guns, and it seems to be that Dabo's going to get the last laugh. And they did hit the portal this past offseason. They got Will Help from Purdue, a edge rusher as well. He had 5 sacks last year, 37 tackles. He was in Purdue, so a lot of people probably don't even know who he is. But he is a power rusher. He's going to use his strength to get to the quarterback. And he should help T.J. Parker not have to get double-teamed and just help him in more one-on-one situations. So I think this was a good grab that kind of went under the radar for Clemson. And as Clemson's looking ahead to their 2025 schedule, they start off with LSU. I think they beat LSU. I really do. I think LSU is going to be a good team, but I do think Clemson gets past them. They got Troy. They'll blow them out. They're at Georgia Tech, who's going to be a good team again this year, but I think Clemson does pull that one out as well. Take on Syracuse. That's a win. So you're 4-0 going into your first bye. And then you kind of hit the middle part of the schedule. You're at UNC. It's going to be interesting to see what they are under Belichick, but I think they pull out the win. You go to Boston College. Kind of been some weird stuff going on there, but I think with Bill O'Brien, a good coach, I think it'll be a hard-fought game for Clemson, but I think Clemson does pull it out. Then you have the ACC championship game rematch. You take on SMU. Clemson is home in that game, and they're 6-0, in my opinion on this. I think SMU gives up a fight, but I think Clemson does pull away late. Then you have to bye, and then you got your home stretch. I think and then they take on Duke at home. Duke's going to be really good this year. People are still on them because, football school. I think that's where Clemson stumbles. I think Duke does pull that out. And I think I could see that game going to overtime. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. Take on Florida State. They'll get past them. At Louisville will be a very, very good game. Louisville put up a fight against them last year and won. Clemson, I think, gets past them. Play on Furman, that'd be a blowout. And then South Carolina, you got that rivalry. I think Clemson gets them this year. And you're got 1 loss going into the ACC title game. I think they probably do win the ACC championship again this year. And then you're in the college football playoff. And I think Clemson makes a deep run. I could see them pulling it out. I'm not going to give my predictions just yet, but I do think they have a deep college football playoff run as we sit right now. And I think we see Clemson. I think we could see them back in the National College Football National Championship. I really do, man. It's a good team. It's a roster top to bottom. Don't have a lot of holes. It honestly just all comes down to what Cade Klubnik and that receiver room do. You're going to have a great roster, but in football, it can be as simple as just what does your quarterback provide. And Cade Klubnik showed he took a step last year. Now can he take an even bigger step this year? And I think this Clemson team's really good. I really do. This Clemson team is – they're not going to have a lot of stumbles this year. I did have them losing to Duke. That was kind of my shocker in their schedule. But Duke's a good team. They got a great defense. They have a corner, Chandler Rivers, that's going to go in the first round as well. And Clemson lost to Duke last time they played in 2023. A lot has changed since then. That game was at Wallace-Wade Stadium in Durham, North Carolina. But I think Clemson just gets through their season well, man. This team, I can't say it enough. This team is really good, and we got to see a great team, which a lot of people have been talking with the NIL and the transfer report. Will we ever see another great team? I think this Clemson team has a chance to be a great college football team. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And if you've made it this far into the video, I very much do appreciate it. But let me know down in the comments, what do you think Clemson's outlook for the season is? And what do you think Cade Klubnik does? Do you think he takes that another step, or do you think last year was kind of the peak of what Cade Klubnik is as Clemson's starting quarterback?